Alright, what is going on, guys? We're going to start a series for the Durango. Chapter number 1 is going to be the front suspension. We're going to start that today. Well, tomorrow for you, but this video, I have control arms coming in, so I'll be getting those done. Chapter number 2 is going to be the engine. I have a plenum gasket that I want to do. I don't know if it's leaking, but it's getting terrible for your mileage, so I'm assuming so. I want to do plugs and wires. There was something else I was going to do. I can't remember what. I have it on a list somewhere. But just some engine stuff, just some tune-up stuff to hopefully get better mileage, get a little bit more power out of it. And stuff like that. Nothing fancy. I'm not, you know, adding a turbo or nothing. This is going to be an off-road / daily driver, so don't need nothing crazy like that. So that's going to be chapter 2. And then chapter 3 is going to be rear suspension. Really just anything the rear end needs. When I do the shocks in the front, because I need to replace those, I'm going to be putting some better ones for a lift in there, so I'll be getting the same ones in the back when we get on to chapter 3 for that. My brother mentioned finding some leaf springs that are like 1,000 extra pounds or something, some little bit stiffer springs. Considering looking into that. And then I don't really know what else it needs back here because we haven't pulled it apart and looked at it. So that's the plan though, is to take it apart, look at it, figure everything out. I don't even know what rear ends in this thing, like if it's a open or limited slip or what. I think it's got a posi, but I'm not positive that it's got a posi. And then chapter 4, which is going to be probably the longest and probably the most expensive, and that one's probably going to take a while to do. And that's going to be fabrication. As I mentioned, it's going to be like a daily driver, obviously, but also an off-road rig. These Durangos aren't popular on off-road stuff. Some things have to get fabricated custom. So, a couple things I want to get done. I made a list. Let me go over it. And this is in order. Let me get it pulled up here. Skid plates. Definitely want skid plates on it. This doesn't have any. My brother's has some, so I'm gonna probably base it off of his, at least for the fuel skid plate. I know he's got one for the front diff. I like mine to be a little bit bigger. I'll go over that in a minute though, because that's gonna be part of something else. Sliders. I really want rock sliders on here. When you buy these, they come. We obviously have these fender flares, front and rear, but it also has some like steps. I kept those steps. I don't ever intend to put those steps back on, but those steps had mounting tabs, and I want to go based off those existing mounting tabs. Well, like the location where it mounted to on the body or the frame. So I'll mock it up off that, and then design the plate from there. Oh no, did I just delete everything? I did not. Okay. And then a front bumper. So this is what's going to go into that front skid plate for the diff. So again, this is new for those who are new, but we have a front valance on here instead of a front bumper, and this is off of a 3rd gen Ram. What I would like to do, and I don't know exactly how we're going to do the front bumper yet, but I really like the Baja Rally style, which is a tube and a skid plate, but also I'd like a winch, or to incorporate the possibility to add one later. So I gotta draw that up a little bit, but my goal is to have a skid plate that comes down, covers the radiator. Look at that big old cricket or grasshopper. Another one right there. Man, I must have. Wow, gross. And then just go down and protect all my steering stuff and all these hoses. So I just want a big plate or something down here. And then off that, I would probably base off of where everything else goes. I'd like to protect the transfer case, the transmission, the diff, maybe not the transmission, but the transfer case for sure. Anything that hangs low and could get a rock through it. And then the last thing I would like to do, and this is, I want this more than I want the front bumper, but I find the front bumper more important, is I would love to have a spare tire carrier back here. So it would probably replace this existing bumper, which I actually like that bumper, but you know, if I lose it, I lose it. But it would probably replace this one, have a swing out tire carrier. And the only reason I want that is A, so that I can have a full size spare neatly mounted there, and also so I have a place to put jerry cans or water or anything else I may need on a trail. Whew. So yeah, that's the goal. It's kind of the cliff notes of what you're gonna see in the future, with regular, you know, camping and fishing and vlog style videos and mixed in. That's not just what this channel is gonna be, is just working on Durango right now. We're gonna be doing other stuff too, because it's gonna be a long project. But right now, our priority is front suspension, so that we can at least drive the thing. Because that is our main goal, is to be able to get it movable and out of my garage, or so that I can at least move it out of the garage. So yeah, let's get into today's actual video. All right, so I think I mentioned already, upper control arms come today. If not, they do. I ordered 2. We're doing everything as a couple, or I'm doing everything that I do this side on the other side, minus the CV axle. Not at the same time because it doesn't move. But I'm just buying 2 of everything, that way once this side's done and I can move it, I can just flip it around and then do the other side real quick, or quick-ish. At least if I turn it around, I'll be up there and not like right here in the sun. That'll be nice. But yeah, so I went out, I bought this really long socket, or not socket, ratchet. I hate breaker bars. I always break breaker bars before they break loose whatever I need. I'm hoping that this long ratchet will do the job, although came from Checker, so I'm not holding my breath. It doesn't feel great. I also bought a 13/16 socket and I need a 15/16. So that's cool. So, but that is to get this upper control arm off. I went ahead and took the frustration of buying the wrong socket, because I already have one, off on my upper ball joint, which is right here. I heated it up and beat the piss out of it till it came off, and well, it's off, and she has definitely seen better days. But another good thing about that ratchet, assuming it doesn't die immediately, is if we look, I don't know if I've shown this on video yet. I think I've mentioned it, but maybe I didn't. Where are we? So this guy is very, very loose. This guy is also bent, which means it's got to come out. This also means this other one needs to come out so that I can match it and get a new one. I think this, I think that's actually what started with the CV axle breaking, because I was hearing a clunk noise before I was getting broken CV axle symptoms. So I think that got loose, clunked really bad, and then something with the extra motion probably popped the CV out of socket or did something to it and it broke it. So that's definitely got to get fixed. That's not in a very good spot. Like, I can't get power tools in there. Towards the end, I'll probably have to use a wrench, because it's like right behind this bracket, and there's not much space. I don't know how long that socket is, or that bolt is, but we do have a very nice long ratchet now. My goal is to ratchet it back out as much as possible. Again, it's bent, so it's not going to come out very straight, and yeah, get that replaced as well. I plan to do that probably next. I'm too excited. I want to use my new tool, my new long, what is that? The long ratchet. So we are gonna try and pull that bolt out of that motor mount. So I got a swivelly guy here. So we're gonna, it's going to be a little creative. So a deep socket will fit, a shallow will not. So I'm gonna try a shallow with the extension, and I'm hoping that the extension, even when it's at an extended point, not extension, but the swivel will still work as extension at any point enough to work. The reason I'm using a swivel is because that bolt is bent. So just using a socket, it's not working. It's not really doing anything, it's just binding up. I'm afraid I'm gonna snap the head, and that's not an easy spot to get to, and I really don't want to have to find a way to get an extractor in there. So I'm hoping this will allow enough movement so that I can still unbolt it out or unscrew, yeah, just bring it out basically, and not have to worry about breaking anything. It's really dirty. Alright, packages here. Let's get this opened up. It's like right as I gotta go back inside too. Let's get this guy open. Did I really not cut through there at all? There we go. Put my knife away real quick. Alright, air filters. I knew this is what I'm looking for. Alright, now the reason I'm opening these is because in the ad, the picture, there was fittings, but I didn't see a spot for a grease. But there is indeed a spot for grease in here. So that is good. Alright, well, last y'all saw is we got a new upper control arms in. Here's one of them, and the other one's still down there in the box. Now, today, I hadn't worked on it since then. Up until today, I was able to get the snap ring off of this lower ball joint. It flew off into the ether somewhere. And then back up here, that bolt I was working on, I got the other side out, and I got this one, the bent one in there. See if we can get some light on the situation there. Yeah, that bent one right there is basically out, but something's retaining it. So in most of the situations, it's not even tight. I can finger, I can move it by hand, but it's not pulling out. So I tried getting the jack under there, kind of changing pressures and such. Nothing's working for that. So I don't know what I'm gonna do there. I think I'm gonna work on that later when my brother gets here. See if I can maybe get him to put the outward pressure while I unscrew, or vice versa, or whatever. Something so we can get that out. Probably gonna end up having to change that motor mount now, which sucks. Alright, so what we're gonna do now is paint them. I got the passenger, the driver's side one, masked up. Not really doing much covering. I'm just protecting the fitting here, and then the threads here. There's not really anything else on this guy that I care. We're not going to be painting up here for this bar. We're going to be around here. This washer is going to get some paint on it, but whatever. We put them in the big old Amazon box that came in, and hopefully that way should keep the dirt and stuff from getting on them, because I'm going to be doing this between breaks at work, so that hopefully tonight, when my brother gets here, they'll be dry and ready to go on. And the color we're painting them is going to be matte patriotic blue. Mainly because I mentioned that we are doing a blue theme now for pretty much everything we can do. I have 3 cans of it, or at least 2. And they just look good. I just like the color. So let me get my shadow out of the way here. I think they looking pretty decent, if I say so myself. So, yeah, I'm gonna let them dry for a little bit, come back out, throw another coat or 2 on, flip them over, do the same thing, and then if I have any clear coat, I'll throw some of that on there. If not, well, we're just gonna run them out how they are. Sounds good to me. Alright, and here's the finished product. My clear coat was doing this annoying peeling thing, so I didn't finish clearing the whole thing because I didn't want all of it to peel if I stopped. Got all the top done, just the bottom didn't get cleared up. So, feels good though, looks decent. I mean, I got some overspray here. Maybe once it's mounted, I'll switch out the hardware with that one, but probably not. Probably just gonna leave it. It's not like it's gotta look pretty anyway. I just wanted something else. Alright, well, it's super late now. I've been a terrible YouTuber and haven't been updating anything, but we did get the upper control arm in. Nice blue. I gotta probably tap threads in here because they didn't come threaded. So if I have a tap that's the same thread pitch, I will tap that in so we can put the brake line back on. And then we got that bolt that was stuck back there out. Is it this one? Yeah. This thing is super ugly right there at the end. We tried literally everything, and worlds came together because it took fishing line to get it out. We tried putting backwards pressure on it and pulling it back, or like impacting it back out. There was a bolt that was holding it up. So this is the guy that it was in. It was this side here that it wasn't coming out of. We took this bolt out to get more swing out of it. Also found out we're missing another bolt. Fantastic. And then we went to Walmart like minutes before they closed. Oh, it's still hooked up. And bought this crappy saw. Yeah.
Okay.
And the saw wasn't getting enough downward pressure to make a cut. So we had tried to impact it just to spin it faster while keeping it on there, wasn't getting downward pressure. So what I did is I took some Cast King 25-pound braid that I just had laying around, tied it through here, and then wrapped it around the jack. And then Zachary put down pressure to take up the rest of the slack on the line while holding the saw up there, and then I impacted it down. The purpose was to make the cut, and the bolt, we were just gonna cut the bolt off and extract it after it came out of the car. And I don't know what happened. It was like, what, 3 turns? It was pretty quick after that. It
forced it off.
This part fell out. And then some got in Zachary's eye, and I thought it hit him in the face, and I felt bad, but he's all right. So that's where we're at. So I gotta buy 3 bolts at least, because I'm gonna replace both of the lower ones.
Yeah.
And then I gotta get the one that I'm missing for the upper. And I'm probably just gonna buy another top one as well, just to have all brand new bolts. But we don't know what this part is, so if anybody knows, let me know. Hopefully I find it before this goes up. But yeah, I'm gonna end the video off here for episode 1, part 1, whatever, of the Durango build. Once I get more parts for this thing, I will update y'all. I gotta get this guy cleaned off because it is just covered in anti-seize and just dirt. But I've been looking and I can't find this part. And I want to know what it is so that I know that I can get the proper bolts, because all of them are just cooked. So I'm gonna get this cleaned off real quick, bring it inside so that I can kind of see it as a reference to help cross-reference a little bit and hopefully be able to find this damn thing. Anyway though, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you in the next video.